I know that you had enough of me already because I've been on this stage for longer than I hoped for. But bear with me, I'm not here to present myself or Workshop Travelshop, the company that I'm working for. I am actually standing in for the Istanbul Tourism Association, represented by the Vice President, Eyüp Babür. So I'll just be telling you all about the mission, the vision, and the global goals of the Istanbul Tourism Association. But as you all know that one picture words, 1,000 words, so I'll start by showing you a little video from our point of view where the high-speed chase the Istanbul streets.
In 1632, Hazarfen flew from the very top of the Galata Tower and soared across the Bosphorus. And so the Turks learned how to fly.
The saltiness of the sea, the sourness of the lemon.
Fresh fish, only the gulls eat fresher.
The rest night knows, and we, and the tower that sees, and the light that showed me a path through the sea. Justinian sent 2 monks from here out on the Silk Road to China to steal the secret of Chinese cloth. They returned with silkworm eggs, and from them hatched an empire.
It is a dance where the dancer grows through love towards the truth and finally
reaches perfection.
To the city, Istanbul.
In Istanbul, there are always two cities, 2 speeds, slow and fast. It stands always, the world's capital.
Okay, well, that says a lot, really, isn't it? I mean, in such a short time, I think you feel like you have been in Istanbul already. And, you know, if you didn't have time, so at least you now have an idea about the masterpieces all around the city. And talking about the city, Istanbul Tourism Association that was founded a few years back just to promote the Istanbul cities, all the touristic entities and such. And ISTA contributes to the industry by taking its place in all debate platforms, produce all the sectorial related data to Turkish government establishments, and representing all the parties that are in relation with our industry against all official public corporations. And ISTA's main objective is to revive the political developments that affect tourism industry and analyze them on national and on international levels. And via collecting data through its original resource, makes sure to inform all the members in case of an upcoming political development that will affect our, sector and its beneficiaries. And ISTA relays the concerns of its members to the Turkish official authorities, bodies, or their representative when and if tourism industry interest is jeopardized. And we are all in this together, and this is just an Istanbul point of view from ISTA's vision. While achieving all these goals, ISTA would be in close contact with all vocational groups related within the industry, and this dialogue would allow all the counterparts to contribute into the process of creating industry-related policies and organize a mutual opinion in regards to the consensus of all that involved in their stakes. And in this long story, you know, Istanbul being the major attraction of the Middle East and being the connection point of the East and the West together, and, you know, has drawn a lot of attraction, not only, you know, touristic-wise, but also in history. And in fact, the big conqueror, not as much as the size, but the accomplishment-wise, if the earth were a single state, Istanbul will be its capital. That's what he said. I mean, little that he knows about Istanbul, he can foresee that Istanbul has such a potential. Istanbul, as we talk about it, Europe's most populous city, the world's third largest city, and I think 20th largest urban area, and it is considered to be cultural and financial center. Although, you know, most people think that Ankara will be, you know, Ankara being the capital, most people wouldn't know about Ankara, but everyone knows that Istanbul, and it's actually the first landing point of Turkey. And, you know, it's located it's such a strategical location that it connects the East and the West and stands right in the middle. And, you know, you step into the Europe, and then within just a few steps, you're in Middle East, in East, and it combines all the key cultures within. And, you know, it extends on the European and Asian side of Bosphorus, which connects, you know, the continents. It's a great bridge that has the meaning of connecting the continents and the people from different cultures and different backgrounds. And we're seeing that Roman Empire, East Roman, Byzantines, and then Ottoman Empire, and all these civilizations have come and gone, and extensions of them still, you know, continue. The city was the capital of culture, European capital of the culture by 2010, and it just, you know, has still those qualities available. And historic areas of Istanbul by 1985 were added to UNESCO World Heritage List, and the list goes on. It just, you know, I don't want to talk about this and, you know, take too much of your time, but rest assured hundreds and, you know, cultural entities all around us. And the city has been called by different names, different nicknames throughout the history. The Seven Hills because of its geographical location, and then historic peninsula bears a historic mosque, and then the church on the other side, and then the synagogues, you know, on the very same street. So it's you know, cultural combination, and it's just a meeting point, all the cultures and the religions. So Dar Saadet is one of the nicknames that was, you know, that's an Ottoman for the door to happiness. And 19th century, beginning of the 19th century, this was also a nickname for the Istanbul. They all said, talked and gone away, but Istanbul still stands with 8,500 years of history, 78 museums, and these numbers are, you know, just you know, very recently, but I'm sure that a little bit more than that. 112 modern shopping malls. And that also, you know, another shopping mall just opens up, so I'm sure it's close to 200 by now. And 53 universities, 100,000 bed capacity. The lady explained the detail about this. And then 4 historical bazaars, the Grand Bazaar and all that, you know, just endless shopping possibilities, whether in a modern atmosphere of a mall or historical place that goes back to ages, where people, you know, have their commerce activities. And as we said, 3 empires have been here, and still you can see the remnants of it. And then 5 imperial palaces, and Hagia Sophia also is now a mosque, but also another entity of the Christian Empire and Roman Empire. And we have, you know, 10 congress destinations, and one of them being this one. This one is the Europe's, I think, second biggest one. All in all, I mean, we are having 12 to 15 million passengers coming, staying, or just transit. So, you know, it's the hub of everything we would like to call it. You know, general opinion of Turkey, that, you know, people are very hospitable. They truly are, you know. If you're a foreigner coming into this country, you know, I don't want to claim that you are just feel like home. Of course, that's not happening. But I'm sure that you will feel the warmth and just the people's endeavor to make you happy and just to show you around. And sometimes it's maybe misused, but you know, in short and in general, you know that Turkish people are just most welcoming people. It comes from the culture, comes from the religious virtues, whatever the case and the resource might be. You know, our people are very friendly and very smiling and ready to make you happy in any case. And the attractions, and I mean, again, the previous presentation was such an informative one. I don't know what to say on top of that, but you know, with all the historical and social attractions and 12.5 million visitors every year, there's a lot to see in the city. And the Blue Mosque is one of them, was built by Sultan Ahmet I, and just to eclipse the grandeur of the Christian church of Hagia Sophia across the way, and grand it most certainly is. During the years of construction from 1606 to 1613, the Iznik tile producers, which is a special, I would like to call it China decorated ceramics, were all over the place, and that's why it was called, because of all these ornaments, called the Blue Mosque. We don't call it, but that's the way because of the decoration, that's the way the world knows about it. And then a couple of churches, I just talked about it, one of the grandest covered shopping places with all the usually the traditional stuff, and anything for memorable wise that you will get from there. I mean, the potteries, the brassware, the apparel, and all those the oriental, I should say, things will be available there. And for anything else, as I said, many malls around. And the Hagia Sophia, as I just mentioned shortly, the first church to be built dedicated to divine wisdom was officially opened in 360 during the reign of Constantine. And this was a trademark of his name, that he was, he said, I want the most acclaimed place to show the power of the Roman Empire, and then our, as a sample of the Christianity. And then Hippodrome, and it was an hippodrome, now it's called the Sultan Ahmet Square after the Ottoman times. This is, this little square has one which was once the hippodrome for Roman events, outdoor events, and then 5 years of Ottoman history, of course, added some cultural ornaments and cultural outlook to it. And then Romania History, this is one of the things that, the date was 1453, and the Sultan Mehmet, the conqueror, was so ambitious about, making the Istanbul the center of the Ottoman Empire, and then conquer he did. And these are all all these castles, and the lines along the sea was one of the first defenses or defense system of that time, just to get Istanbul from Roman Empire. And then the Basilica, this is one of the underground, actually these are all the water storage units, as I would like to call it, but now it serves as of course, a tourist attraction. And near the east-west of the Hagia Sophia, this is a remarkable place, and you've probably seen in one of the James Bond movies and many other Hollywood productions, really. But this is an amazing place, placed underground. It's all kept intact. And Topkapi Palace, you must already know this, when someone knows the name of Istanbul, that person would know about Topkapi Palace. This was also, a scenery either in the background or maybe within of any historical movie. And this is, this overlooks both the Marmara Sea and the Bosphorus. This is an amazing palace of once the dynasty of Ottoman Empire have been living in. And Galata Tower, this actually was built as a fire watch tower, also accredited to Jewish people, and there's many Jewish communities around this. Until the 1960s, it was a fire outlook tower. Then, the upper floors now as a, social venues. It is used as social venues without damaging the structure, of course. But it's just an amazing tower that just stands out of the crowd. And then the Maidens Tower, this has an interesting story, as you know it. The name comes from a legend. The Byzantine emperor heard a prophecy telling him that his beloved daughter will die at an age of 18 and by a snake. So just to protect her, this was built upon. And he decided to put her in this tower, built on a rock on the Bosphorus, isolated from land. Thus, no snake could kill her. But the destiny has its ways, and someone bringing up some fruits and vegetables had the snake in this basket, and there it happens. You keep her away from everything, and then that thing comes back around and finds her. And in nightlife, I don't know, there's much to tell about you. You probably will go out there today. I mean, because of the pandemic, of course, you may not find what you're looking for at full throttle, but over 15 million inhabitants in Istanbul and over 10 million tourists annually. It's fully equipped for entertainment, and everyone can find his own happiness in diverseness. I mean, whether it's a bar out there on the water or maybe some mystic, gathering, it's all there. It's all available there. And, Istanbul will never fail to grasp your attention. And this is the end of me, and thank you and for bearing with me, and thanks for attending this. These gentlemen here represent the ISTTA, the Istanbul Tourism Association. I was just humbly being their voice. Thank you for listening to me. And